Hello, and welcome back to the Ladies Wrestling Grill podcast. We are going to have another mini episode to kind of encapsulate this amazing Impact Wrestling 1000th episode 2 night special. I wanted to wait a week to kind of absorb this last hoorah, for Impact hitting such an incredible feat. So I really wanted to take my time to kind of look back at this 5-on-5 women's match and really dissect whether this actually lived up to the hype that was built around it. Now, last week I went over, to me, one of the best opening sequences that Impact Wrestling has ever had with the knockouts from the past and the present. So I wanted to make sure that I wrapped this up with a neat bow and talked about the the end of this with really making sure that not only did I talk in detail about what I loved about that opening segment, but also the climax to this, which is actually seeing this dream match happen with this 5-on-5 tag match. And Mickie James tagged this match as possibly going to be one of the greatest knockout matches that has ever happened. And I guess going into seeing this match last week, the question was, could this star-studded match actually live up to the hype? And well, that's what we're going to discuss today. I certainly think, I'm going to let you know right now, I think that this match certainly lived up to the hype. And I think the best way to find out is just to talk about what happened during this match. Um, I love that everything that happens with these celebrations of Impact Wrestling is always met with, to me, a unanimous opinion that the knockouts play a huge part in why people still watch to this day and how they never disappoint with what they bring to the table. And this 5-on-5 women's match was no different. We start out this match with Awesome Kong coming to the ring, and she is again accompanied by Raisha Saeed. You can feel the power that radiates off her when she glares at the crowd while gripping the ropes. Just standard textbook Awesome Kong feels. And I was, every time she comes back, it just never stops that nostalgia, but also that impact that she still has to really grip a crowd and just hold their attention. I think it was smart for them to let Awesome Kong come out because she really set the tone for her team. Then you have Gail Kim come out and she still wows the crowd as honestly probably the ultimate baby face it was wrestling. I think that will always be the case. Mickie James comes out following that, and of course she's just a ray of sunshine. Then we have the juggernaut, Jordynne Grace, who definitely brings in the idea that she is the power in this match. She will be the powerhouse in this team. And the current Knockouts champion, Trinity, gives us our weekly rave party and the glow that this team absolutely needs. We have Team 2 that comes out, and a lot of them come out during commercial break with Giselle Shaw, Savannah Evans, and Deonna Purrazzo already in the ring. But we do get a full showcase of the entrance of the Bollywood Badass, Tasha Steelz, and one of the most iconic entrances from the Beautiful People. So at least we get to see a few members of Team 2 get that privilege to be able to come out and have a full entrance. And it just sets the tone again with seeing every member of both teams in the ring that this is definitely main event material. So this epic match starts out with Trinity and Angelina Love locking up. Angelina taunts and tries to take the lead, but the glow up came real quick when Trinity started showing what she has to offer. And I think that Trinity was very smart to tag in Jordynne Grace to keep her energy and utilize her team properly. Team 2 utilizes the numbers game, which was equally as smart. And immediately you see Angelina tag Indiana and Giselle, then Savannah, and then Mickey gets the tag for team over and immediately goes to the top rope. Tasha gets that tag and looks like a Cheshire cat, ready to revisit her feud with Mickey James. But Mickey comes out strong and she is ready to take out the newly tagged Deonna Purrazzo. The control is switched when Steels pushes Mickey off the top rope when the ref isn't looking, and Savannah Evans gets in and really utilizes her power to wear out Mickey James. Then we have where Gail Kim comes in and she takes it to Deonna. And as we know, Gail Kim for a few years has been in retirement. So this was a really special treat to see Gail Kim put back on the boots and be a part of this match. And you see the kind of shift that Team 2 is really utilizing to switch up every chance they get, maybe every minute, with who's going to be in the ring on their side. So you have Deonna with Gail Kim, then you have Giselle. And at that time, Gail Kim just takes the challenge. She makes sure that she's still keeping the power on her team. And she even walks the ropes, something that not everyone can do. And Gail Kim is certainly great at it. So it was nice to see her pull that back out. And as she does this, you hear the "You Still Got It" chants from the crowd. And at this time, of course, Team 2 cannot let Gail Kim get the glory, as you see Velvet Sky slam Gail Kim hard on the mat by yanking her off the turnbuckle. And you really see Gail trying to get her bearings back, and she tries to take time to recover by ringside, but she quickly has to get back into the game as Tasha Steelz brings her back to the ring, knowing that she's not fully coherent. But Gail still tries to make a comeback. And as you see Gail trying to recover, chants of "We Want Kong" reigns, as Gail is literally fighting for her life against all the members of Team 2. But as we already know, you can never count out Gail, because when you think she's down, she always pulls out a version of something that helps to get her back in the game. And she does that with Giselle. She pulls out a version of the octopus on Giselle to buy some time. But Gail just can't get a break when she is yet again brought back by Team 2 to their side of the ring, which they do a really good job of making sure that they're constantly tagging each other in, but also isolating any member of Team Over that they can, to make sure that the power is always in their hands. And Gail Kim is locked into a headlock by Deonna Purrazzo, and we think as fans that Gail is never going to be able to get to that side to make the tag. But she does, and who does Gail tag in? None other than Kong. And I'm telling you, it felt like the arena became completely unglued. And you see choke slams all around from Kong. And one of the most deadliest punches that I've ever seen also Kong deliver to Tasha Steelz, that really makes Tasha second guess challenging her last week. And it is felt around the world. I mean, this punch makes time stand still. It was just a brutal knockout. But once again, she should have learned from the past. If you challenge Kong, pray to God that you can actually make it out of that match, that you can actually make it out of the ring alive. And for a second, I thought with the way that Steelz fell on that mat, that maybe they were going to have to scrape her out of the ring. But Savannah Evans doesn't seem phased at all by what just happened to her team member, and she still gets in Kong's face. And Kong goes to chokeslam her, and then you see this battle of attempts at chokeslams until Kong clotheslines her, and just before Kong can do more, the beautiful people intervene and throw Awesome Kong out of the ring. One thing I will say, the beautiful people always know when it's a good time for them to into that match and when it's a good time to lay low, and they definitely utilize that skill in this match. So then you have Trinity and Mickey James kind of restore the balance for their team, and got a bit of hang time in as they made sure that they weighed out the energy of their competitors. So I thought that was good to have that high flying segment from both Trinity and Mickey, and they really helped to regain the composure of their team while also really taking it to their competitors. After Gail takes everyone out, after jumping off the top rope, Awesome Kong and Giselle are left in the ring. So Giselle is alone, back turned, and just like a horror movie, she meets the monster and back fist after back fist. And then finally, Kong tops it off with the implant buster, one of my favorites. And Kong pins a destroyed Shaw and gets the win for Team Over. So Angelina, of course, is pissed off. So she decides to drop kick Jay Vidal and puts a brown paper bag over his head. Textbook beautiful people tactic. And Team Over gets a chance to stand in the ring and get a wonderful send off from the fans. I would say this match, this 5-on-5 women's tag match, certainly lived up to the hype. I think everyone coming into this match, fans alike, knew what we were going to get out of this, and we were completely fine with it. We were going to see a lot of wrestlers that were either in retirement or semi-retired come back to show what they brought to the Knockouts division. And then we were going to see very active Knockouts really continue to show what they can do, but have moments where they can have these dreamlike encounters with women like Kong and Tasha having that very memorable moment. Someone that's a powerhouse like Savannah Evans actually interacting and having a moment with Kong was absolutely amazing. Gail Kim showing that the retirement was just a choice because she had done so much in her career. Honestly, she didn't have much to prove, but that she can still lace up those boots and hang with the best of them. So I love that they showed that. I love seeing Jordynne Grace really be more the power and the muscle for her team. Giselle, along with her entourage, really brings a lot to a match like this, and she really hung well with Gail and Awesome Kong and Mickie James. I like how we were able to revisit some of Mickie's feuds with women like Tasha Steelz and Deonna in this match. You really got to see Trinity really hold up on her own as the champ and really show what she also brings to the table. So every woman really had a moment to shine. The beautiful people really using a lot of heel-like tactics to try to keep the balance for their team on. And just like I said, carefully picking the right spots, because it's really hard sometimes to not get lost in the shuffle with a match with so many women like this. But the beautiful people still shined, and I really love that they were able to have another appearance in Impact. So I think that every woman was utilized perfectly. I loved how they really played into one of the biggest factors that made Gail Kim a household name in Impact, was how she could really get the crowd to really stick by her throughout a match and really desired to see her win. And she brought that back. And I love that she was the one that really had to claw back to get to her team, as she was really just being outnumbered by Team 2. So I love that they utilized Gail Kim for that. This, to me, really lived up to the hype. But I think I even mentioned that in the last video for the first night of Impact's 1000 episode celebration. Everything with the knockouts, just like with the men's division, is always calculated. And I think sometimes possibly a bit more with the women, because they know that they have to constantly prove why they're a strong division. And I feel that the opening segment for the first night and this tag match was brilliantly thought out. And there's never really been a time where Impact has hyped up an Impact Women's match and it hasn't lived up to the hype. So this certainly was no surprise. But what I liked is the unpredictability of how the match was going to go. And all of those factors made this into a great send-off and a great chapter to add for brilliant matches that have happened in the Knockouts division. So yeah, this is my recap of this Impact Wrestling 1000th episode celebration. We got not one but two nights, and both nights really lived up to the hype. I'm certainly excited for Bound for Glory because I think that those are going to be some great moments happening in October. But continuously, the Knockouts division always shows why they have had such a consistent run with some of the best women's wrestling in the world. And I think that this was a great homage and celebration of the Knockouts legends that you have being able to interact and wrestle against this very promising and certainly impressive current Knockouts division. So I hope you enjoyed these recaps that I've had over this celebration. I am really looking forward to this next month coming up with a new series, something to look upon. So I hope you come back in October to check out a new series that I'll be doing. I think we're going to make that a monthly thing where I kind of concentrate on a certain topic, a feud, or faction from women's wrestling, and take my time throughout the month to really go over that. So thank you for tuning in. If you felt that this match was also certainly lived up to the hype, please leave some comments. If there were other things that you noticed about the match, you can leave comments about that too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.